In our last video, we were relaxing at some incredible beach camps in Denmark, but we had plans to get to Esperance and there was a beautiful weather window in a few days. However, there were still 3 hikes that we were aiming to do. So we decided to challenge ourselves and get all 3 of them done in 24 hours for sunrise and sunset, and to make that weather window before the rain kicked in. Wish us luck.
We're Ben and Shelley, and we've been living on the road for over a year now. Roaming around Australia in our souped-up V6 Transit van, our journey's been a bit of a bumpy ride. From sunny Queensland across the Kimberley to Exmouth, we're now conquering Western Australia. So follow along as we try and dodge all the BS along the way.
3 a.m, starting a hike. You won't be able to see, and we are running a little late because it's an hour and a half to get up to the top, but there is beautiful dark mountains in front of us and the stars are out, and this is actually so worth getting up early for. So worth it. Alright, let's hope. It's bloody freezing. There's Ben. Did I feel my non steps? Jumps off. It's only a 3-kilometre hike, but I think it's like 600 metres of elevation. Very steep. Well, we made it in plenty of time.
We're in a cloud.
And it's super windy, so we found shelter behind a rock, but it's okay because we packed warm drinks. Cheers. Someone's got their boombox playing music. 5 a.m. Not okay, don't be that person.
The sunrise from the top of Bluff Knoll was unfortunately a bit disappointing as it was such a thick, cloudy morning. However, it was still pretty epic to see the cloud rolling through so quickly.
On the walk back down, the cloud finally cleared after about 100 meters and we had some epic views over the valley. The drone lives! After crashing into the cliff the other day. It actually still works somehow. The propellers are definitely a bit wonky, so it's making an absolute racket when it flies, so I just need to get some new ones. But it's cheaper than buying a whole new drone, which I thought I was going to have to do. But it works, so that's awesome. Now we can see it in daylight. That's what we climbed. Champions. Don't know if we would have attempted that if we'd known how big it was. In the dark it was fine because we couldn't see where we were going. All we could see was the foot in front of us, 1 foot after the other. Now in the daylight, Ooh-wee! That is big. Come back to a messy van and a bed, but we don't need to make it because we're gonna do a hike tomorrow morning.
I'm gonna do another one now. Why?
Yeah, I'm gonna do another one now.
But the view from the car park alone was pretty spectacular, so if you're not up for the climb, I'd go and take a look at that too.
Every time.
And leave a new spot, it falls out every day. Very unlike us, the bed is still made today. We came back from the first hike, ready to go and do the second hike, and decided we'd just lay down. Couple of naps and an entire movie later, we spent the whole day in bed. I've just gotten up. It's a lovely car park where we are, and just in the forest really. Got a nice view outside. And I did some yoga, and we're just gonna cook dinner, and we decided we're gonna do this hike for sunset. So we're gonna have dinner first, do this hike, and then go straight back to bed to start tomorrow's sunrise hike. So I've got some electrolytes, and because it's 5 o'clock, why not put it in a wine glass? Cheers. I think this is one of about 3 days in almost 8 months living in the van that we actually haven't made the bed. One of those being the other week when we went to Rottnest Island for the entire day. So this is very, very rare for us. But the van's just a bit small without. It feels a bit crammed, but napping ability today was needed. What's for dinner, Ben?
Bangers and mash.
Oh yeah! Cooked your feast, Ben?
Yeah. It's good.
Vegemite and tomato sauce. And we've opened the curtains so the rangers know we're not in there because we'll probably be back in the dark. Off on hike number 2 for the day. This one's, I think it's a little bit longer, but definitely not as steep. It's meant to be good for sunrise, but we only have 2 mornings of good weather. That was this morning, which turned out to be cloudy anyway, and tomorrow morning. So we're gonna try it up here for sunset. We're gonna head early anyway, and we'll check it out.
When we first arrived at the car park during the middle of the day, it was absolutely packed. But by the time we set off to do the hike, we ended up being the only people at the top and enjoyed the skywalk all to ourselves.
Ben's a bit scared of heights. Go, Ben!
The climb to the top is quite high, so it's not for the faint of heart.
Don't be fooled by the summer. It gets very cold very quickly when the sun is dropped. Just lay it up and we've got more to go.
What What a beauty of a spot. Right at the top here. It was a little scramble at the end, up a little narrow ladder. I'm not great with heights, so that was fun. But definitely worth it for the view at the top. Oh yeah.
Don't stick around too long after sunset though, otherwise you'll find yourself climbing back down in the dark, like we did.
Blowing breath, it's actually cold. Not sure you can see how steep this actually is, but we're headed down there and then it's the same steepness up to the top. But this is hard. Absolute struggle street this morning, but it is going to be beautiful. Just did a huge downhill and now it's time for the uphill. Legs hurt.
That's so much.
Somehow we lucked out and had the final hike all to ourselves as well. When we got back to the car park though, there was lots of people setting off, but it was already so hot by then.
Didn't think our legs are gonna make it, but we did. We got to the halfway point of this hike and we've heard from good friends that,
It's just as good as the end point, so why not?
well, we'll see how legs feel, but we've got some coffee and porridge to make because it's fresh and windy, but check the view.
It's insane.
Now for my favourite time of the day, coffee. So, for our gourmet breakfast this morning, we have porridge with chia. I've even put peanut butter in it though. Chia, peanut butter, sultanas, and cinnamon, of course, and we're out of here. P.S. In national parks, if you're going to cook in national parks, it's such a fun thing to do for sunrise, but make sure you take all your food and rubbish with you so we won't clean this out. We'll clean it back out when we get the van, and I've got a little silicone bag to put the rest of my coffee in. So bring what you take, only leave footsteps, as they say. section was not fun in the dark, but it's absolutely beautiful now. That's the perk of hiking in the dark, eh?
Yeah,
Get surprise views on the way back down.
it's like 2 different hikes.
Woo! It's so steep, you have to lean backwards. So close to the car now. This is another good viewpoint if you don't actually want to do the hike. This only takes like 10 minutes to walk to. It's beautiful. I think up here the sun would set over there and it would also be lovely for sunset and then not a hard walk in the dark. This boardwalk has definitely saved us. It would be a very, very difficult walk without it. Super sandy and yeah, quite rugged without it, but with it, it's still steep, but definitely easier. After an unexpected clamber down some stairs, we made it to the beach. We did it. 3 massive steep hikes, all in 28 hours. Now it's time for a swim. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go. He cheated! I knew that was going to happen. A great end to an epic couple of days hiking. Yeah.
Very refreshing, very cold end to a hot walk.
Anyway, catch you on the next one.